Today, we had to bring a ton of feed over to the cattle pastures, so I decided to take the opportunity to gather some manure for the corn and pinto bean planting. So, let's talk crap. Specifically, what's the best way to use it for growing, and why is it okay to use some animals' manure and not others? First thing first, I don't just pick up any pile of cow dung I see. If it's still wet and fresh, we don't want to use it. That's because fresh manure will burn the roots of our plants. So we either want to throw it in with our compost or leave it to dry and ferment for at least a week before adding it to soil. This both makes it easier on our roots and also has a secondary purpose we can circle back to in a moment. I use manure to enrich new soil before planting at about a 2-to-1 mix dirt to manure. You can also work it into existing soil between harvest and planting to regenerate its nutrients. But why is it okay to use cow manure for growing produce and not human waste? And is there some sort of rule for knowing which animals are safe to use and which aren't? Aside from cows, horse manure as well as other ruminants like sheep and goats are ideal. Rabbits and chickens are usable, although they produce far less. Pig manure is used, but it needs to be fermented for months to be safe, and even then, it can be too rich for some crops. Humans, cats, and dogs should never be used, and for commercial growing purposes, it's sometimes flat out illegal. If you don't see the pattern yet, it's mostly all about diet. The manure of fully herbivorous animals is less nitrogen rich, so it's less likely to burn your crops. But on top of that, it's safer. Animals that eat meat can take in a lot of bacteria and parasites from their food. These can then be passed in their waste, even from animals that never get sick themselves. But when we use that waste in our soil, those bacteria and parasites are able to flourish and get into our produce, where they can get people very sick. This is extremely true when using human waste, because any disease or parasite that could potentially infect humans could be present in human waste. We get that stuff out of our bodies for a reason. Even if you don't have cows to make it fresh, you can buy manure bagged at most garden centers. The added benefit of this being it's pre-composted and ready to use. And subscribe for more great home farming tips.